The QBE Sydney Swans Academy probably just, I think, laid really good pillars for professionalism that I was able to, bring into this environment once I got drafted. I think, I look back and there's just so many different instances where we learnt stuff off field in terms of, diet, the way to go about your pre-season by following, the specific training programs handed out. But then I can also remember we had an etiquette course as well. So just little things like that where, they develop you as a person away from footy, but then also instill really good professional habits that you can use to make your footy career go as far as it can.
Who within the academy do you attribute for your success?
I think probably the main one for me is Chris Smith. He had a lot to do with, the way I viewed footy and, instilled a lot of really professional habits into me and, was just such a great role model for hard work and also just a really nurturing guy, and I think he really led me down the right path, and still stay in contact with him to this day, and very grateful for the role he played in my development.
You were so young when you joined the academy. Looking back, what are you most grateful for that period of your life?
Oh geez, I think it's hard to put my finger on one thing. I really loved the camps and travelling with the boys. I think the first time that you get to go to another state and play footy against the kids down in Victoria and stuff like that, it's really special, and I think they're probably the fondest memories I have are the times when we travel up to Queensland, down to Melbourne and test ourselves against those teams, and just the fun I had with my mates on those trips.
What advice would you give that budding young footballer who is anxious to join a pathway program like the Sydney Swans Academy?
I think the biggest piece of advice I would give is just have a crack. You never know unless you give it a crack, and I think sometimes it can be pretty daunting. There's only a handful of kids that get drafted out of the academy every year, but my mindset was always, why can't that be me? And just give it a crack. I think any kid who goes there and works as hard as they can and uses the facilities and the programs and stuff that the academy give you, it sets you on the best possible path to achieve as much as you can.
The growth and success of the academy relies on programs and initiatives such as the Sydney Swans Foundation. In your opinion, why should someone consider donating?
I think you should consider donating because it just helps grow the game and helps this club get better and get bigger. I think New South Wales is an extremely competitive market for sport, especially for kids, and there's so many options out there. And the thing about the academy is it gives a clear pathway for young kids, from junior sport to a pathway all the way to professional football, and to give kids that opportunity in a state where AFL is not necessarily the #1 sport is really huge. And without the academy, we wouldn't have players like Isaac Heaney and Callum Mills. They probably would have gone down and played rugby. So for the development of the club, for the development of the game, and just to put a smile on the face of young kids around Sydney, that's a good reason to consider donating.